Check one. Check one. Check one. Check one. Right. Good evening, everybody. Today is the day one of online interactive class for the grade 10s. I will talk to you all. I'll tell you all what is this online interactive class. But before that, confirm me from your end. Can you all see me properly and hear me properly? Is audio, video, everything perfect? Yes. Yes. Everything perfect. What about YouTube? Yes. 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 Right. Okay. Okay. Right. So, what is this online interactive class? I'll give a small briefing and start the session. Up to now, we had a grade 10 online class, which was a live stream of the physical class. From the physical class, we kept the camera and live stream. Yes. But we didn't have a separate online class. Separate online class only for the grade 10 students. This is that online class. I was actually finding a time to do this, right? Last year I tried it, I couldn't do. Previous year, no. This year somehow allocated this time, yes, Monday night time. Yes, this time I have allocated for grade 10 online interactive class. So this is only online grade 10 class. The other class is the live stream of the physical class. So this is only online. Why we name it as interactive? That is because you will be able to unmute and talk to me as well as I will be talking to you. However, I talk to you, I mean, I ask questions from you, you will be interacting with me, you will be asking doubts with me. So like that, it's an interactive class. That is why we call it interactive class. You will have an individual class kind of a feeling from your end, even though this is done as online large scale class, but you will have an individual feeling from your side. When it comes to physical class live stream, you don't have an individual feeling. Here you will have an individual feeling. Is this something new? No. For grade 10s, it is new. This has been already done to grade 11. Grade 11 now already last 2 years we are doing this interactive class. So grade 11, this is something old. For grade 10s, yes, this is new for the grade 10s, right? So today is the first day. First day in the sense we are not going to start from the first lesson. We can't start from the first lesson and finish the syllabus. Already in our normal online classes, we have done until 7th lesson, quantification of elements and compounds. Not done. One more small theory part is there and question discussion is there. So up to there, we have done in the normal online class. So from there, we are continuing here. So after this, will we stop the normal online class? That means the live stream class, the Sunday class? No, it won't be stopped. It will also continue. This interactive class will also continue. You can join either one of that. No need to join both. You can join either one of that. Right? Right. That's the introduction I wanted to give. So today we are going to start with the 8th lesson. Today we start with the 8th lesson because until 7th lesson almost done in the normal online class. One more day that lesson is done in that class. Only question, discussion and small theory part is there. So we are starting from the 8th lesson. Your 8th lesson is characteristics of living organisms. Characteristics of living organism. I have already sent you all the tute. As a Google Drive link, I have sent you all the tute. In case if you have not downloaded it, quickly go and download it. Wherever you got the class link, in that same message, you have the drive link for the tute. See that you all download the tute. If you have already printed it, yes, that is also good. If you have not printed it, no problem. There will be some places with blank spaces where you need to fill. Filling parts, if you have not printed, you write in a separate paper or something and keep. Right? Now, if you join this class, if you join this online interactive class, we actually, the plan is to start the real class from next month, From May only we are starting. So this is the first trial class for you all. You all can decide which one is better for you all. So if you all wanted to join, you can join from next month onwards. I will tell at the end how to join the class. You can join from next month onwards. And for those who join, you can, if you want, you can order Tutes via courier as well. Tute PDF is also given. Tute via courier is also given. So either way you can do. Yeah, those are the information. Now onwards, I will allow you all to unmute. See that you all keep a note on your mic. Unmute feature is on. See that you all keep a note on your mic so we can interact and talk. Initially, you will feel shy. I know that. Initially, you will feel shy, but later on, slowly, you will get adapted to this method. Right. Ehenang, shall we start the lesson? Shall we start the lesson? Those who don't have a book or any paper or something, quickly run and bring the books, get ready. Should the physical students join this session? No, you don't need to join. You don't need to join. Physical students, however, we are doing this lesson in the class. So you don't need to join this lesson. Huh. So quickly get ready with your things. Maybe a separate writing book or paper, something, pen and send me. Yes. Ready? Get ready with your things and send me. Yes. Ready? Ready. Yes. 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 Right. To start the lesson. Characteristics of living organisms. Characteristics of living organisms. This is your unit number 8. Unit number 8. A bio lesson, not a hard lesson, very simple lesson. In the class itself, you can memorize. I mean, these simple lessons, don't keep it separately, sit and study another day. When you're sitting in the class, 2.5, you're sitting in the class. You're wasting a certain time period from your life. So when you give that time period on to that, see that at that time it's a maximum that you can do to that lesson, do it. So this lesson easily you can do. This is a bio lesson. Memorizing parts are there. Memorizing parts now itself in the class itself with me, you memorize the things. Other than that, understanding the logics part, that is on me. I will make you all understand it. Right. Characteristics of living organism. When you hear this heading, what comes into your mind? Characteristics of living organism. What comes into your mind? If you take living organisms, living organisms show some important characteristics. Non-living things do not show that. Only living things show that. So some characteristics are shown by living organisms that are unique to them. Non-living things cannot show those characteristics. If I give it a start, growth. Only living things can grow. Can non-living things grow? Can non-living things increase in their size? Or this water bottle, can this grow? No. Reproduction. Only living things can do reproduction. Can non-living things do reproduction? Can this bottle do reproduction and create another bottle? So there are some characteristics that only living things show. Those are their characteristics. Those characteristics is what we are going to learn in this lesson. So what are the characteristics? What are the common living characteristics that living organism shows? What are the common living characteristics that living organisms show? Listen. Cellular organization. Sir, what is cellular organization? Don't worry, I will teach it in this lesson. This lesson, we are going to learn all this. Cellular organization. Next, nutrition, respiration, irritability, and coordination. Sir, what is irritability and coordination? We will learn. Now don't panic. Movement. Only living things can show movement. Non-living things can't move. Or can this water bottle move? Can this water bottle by its own walk from one place to another? movement, growth and development, reproduction. I already talked about it. Only living things can do reproduction. Excretion. Only living things can do excretion. So again, one more time, open the mouth and tell with me, what are the common living characteristics? Cellular organization, nutrition, respiration, irritability and coordination. Read that word.
Growth and development,
Irritability and coordination. Movement,
growth and development, respiration and excretion.
right? Now it's all memorize, Now it's all memorize. You don't need to unmute with me. You tell louder. You don't need to unmute with me. You tell louder by your own, right? Again, one more time. What are the common living characteristics? Cellular organization, nutrition, respiration, irritability and coordination, movement, growth and development, reproduction, excretion. Right? These are the common ones. Again, there is a message, should the physical students join this? No, physical students do not need to join this. Should the Candy students join this? You don't need to join this. At Candy, we are doing this. At Goal, do we need to join? Yes, Goal students, we will do this in the physical class. Vattala students, should you join this? No, Vattala, we will be doing this in the physical class. Kottayana students, should you join? No, you will be doing this in the physical class. This is for the online students, right? Can grade 11s join? Yeah, grade 11s can join if you want. How this lesson you'll join? Now, don't ask me all the can grade 6 join. Nah. This is for the online students, those who wanted to continue grade 10. Hurry. So in this lesson, we are going to learn about each one of these characteristics. We'll start with cellular organization. Cellular organization. Right. What is a cellular organization? Listen. Now we know all living organisms are made of cells. Where did we learn this? Under the cells lesson we learned. All living organisms are made of cells. All the living things are made of cells. So we have a certain cellular organization in us. That is what we learn here. In the beginning, a small question. What is a cell? That is 6th lesson. What is a cell? Who can answer me? What is a cell?
The basic structural and functional unit of life.
Perfect. What is a cell? The basic structural and functional. Those are the 2 words that should come into your mind when I ask what is a cell. The basic structural and functional unit of the life is cell. Again, one more time. What is cell? The basic structural and functional unit of life is cell. This is not new. We already learned this in the cell section. One more time. What is cell? The basic structural and functional unit. What is structural functional unit means? The basic structural, if you take yourself, you are a big organism, 30 big organism. But how your structure is made in the basic form, in the fundamental form, what is making the structure in you? Cell. You are doing different functions in basic form. Who is actually coordinating those functions? Who is actually involved in those functions? Cells. That's why we tell cells are the basic structural and functional unit, right? So we know all living organisms are made of cells. If you consider that, you can divide organisms into 2. These things you all know, grade 6 work. Some organisms are made of single cell. Some organisms are made of one single cell. What do you call them? What
Unicellular.
Unicellular organism. Some organisms are made of one single cell. You call them unicellular organism. And some are made of many cells, more than one cell. Those organisms are called as
Multicellular.
These are very basics. Multicellular organisms. So there are two types of organism based on the cellular organization. Unicellular, made of single cell. Multicellular, made of many cells. Okay. All right. We'll go to the tute. Characteristics of the organisms. What are the common characteristics of living organisms? Cellular organization, nutrition, respiration, irritability and coordination, excretion, movement, reproduction, growth and development. First, go into cellular organization. What is a cell? We'll write there. We'll write what is a cell. If you don't have the tute printer, no problem. Now don't rush to a bookshop anywhere to print it. Whatever the fill in the blanks part, you write in a separate paper or somewhere and keep, because you already have the PDF now. We'll write down what is cell. The basic
structural and functional unit of the life.
Yeah, I will tell Putta. I'll tell you can write the basic structural and functional unit. The basic structural and functional unit of life is cell. Of life is cell. Of life is cell. Right. Next question you can answer. According to the number of cells in the organism's body, there are two types of organism. Answer that question.
Unicellular and multicellular.
Yes. You can write your answer. So how is your tea? Unnecessary, no Putta. That is not tea. I am drinking coffee. So is it a must to unmute? No, if you want to unmute, you can unmute and talk. If you don't want to unmute, you can stay. Holiday. Now, even though I tell this is interactive for you, it's actually interacting for me. Just imagine you all are not talking. I just keep on talking. I feel bored after some time. So that's why I make it interactive. It's actually interactive for me. Right? For those who can unmute and talk, you unmute and talk. Others, you can listen. Right. Now, we have to separately learn about unicellular organisms and multicellular organisms. First, going to unicellular organism. Unicellular organism. You know the basic things. Unicellular, made of one single cell. Or one single cell is the organism. One single cell is the organism. That is unicellular organism. We already know the basic things about cells. No? What we know about a cell. Inside the cells, there are small structural parts. Small structures are there. That does the functions in a cell. What are those structures called as?
Organelles.
Small structures inside the cell that does the functions in the cell are organelles. Organelles. So inside this cell, there are organelles. Remaining space, you have a gelatinous liquid-like part. Remaining space, a gelatinous liquid-like part is there. What is that?
Cytoplasm.
Cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is there. And it is covered and it is enclosed by the plasma membrane. Or you call it the cell membrane as well. So this one single cell is going to be your organism. This one single cell is the organism, that is unicellular organism. This one single cell, that is the organism. That one cell is the organism, unicellular organism. So that one single cell will do all the functions. It will do all those living characteristics that I gave you. It shows those characteristics that I gave you. So this single cell is doing everything. It does the living function. It does the living characteristic. That is unicellular organism. Okay. Tell me some unicellular organisms here. No? Ekaparata, don't tell microorganism. Tell me some examples for them.
Amoeba.
Amoeba, yes. Remember the shapes as well, the structure as well. Sometimes in the exam, they'll give the structure and ask you what it is. They won't ask that for the O-level paper, but Maybe in first, second term paper, third term paper, they will give the picture and ask what it is, right? So remember with the picture, a bitter omelette-like thing. A bitter omelette-like thing. A bitter omelette-like thing is amoeba. Egg omelette is amoeba. Circle and toe antenna. Chlamydomonas. I don't know who gives names to them. Should I give a nice name? No? Pereira. Zainab. Nice name they would have given. No. Amoeba. Chlamydomonas. Co-pronounce his name? Chlamydomonas. Chlamydomonas. Slipper-like shape. Slipper-like shape. Paramecium. Paramecium. I don't know what is this shape. You name any shape for that. That is Euglena. Euglena. I think in the book it is given the other way. Carrot ki andat. What is given in the book is the other way. I usually draw it this way. So these are all some unicellular organisms. Don't go to the exam and just write microorganism. Don't just write. Now there are some microorganisms that are multicellular as well. Fungus can form a multicellular structure as well. So Ekavata, don't write microorganism. Write the examples like this: amoeba, chlamydomonas, paramecium, euglena. Tell me one place where you can see all these things. One shot, you can see all these things.
Water.
In water. For example, you take pond water. You take a sample of pond water. You can see all these things. Now, in the science lab, if you wanted to observe any of these unicellular organisms, what we do is we go to a pond, we collect some water, a sample of water, we observe it through. We observe it through what? Can we observe it through our naked eye?
Can't.
Light
No.
microscope.
No, light
Compound
microscope.
light microscope.
Light
So you observe it
microscope.
through a compound light microscope. Or even you observe a piece of hay. Hey, Nevilamai. Hey, good morning. Hey, Kanevi. What is hay? H-A-Y, hay. What you get from paddy, the paddy plant, once when you remove all the paddy seeds, what is remaining as the dried part in the paddy plant? That is what you call
Pidura.
as pidura. Alright, so that is hay. So even you take hay and observe this, you can observe this kind of things. Finally, one more point. So in a unicellular organism, one single cell is doing the functions. If I tell one single cell is doing the function, actually what inside the cell is coordinating those functions? What inside the cell is doing those functions? How do you think? Cell is doing the function, overall cell is doing the function. Something inside the cell should be coordinating that function. Or something inside the cell should be doing that function. What is inside the cell that is doing these functions?
Organelles.
Organelles. Organelles are only doing these functions. Therefore, we tell a unicellular organism shows organelle level organization. A unicellular organism shows what kind of organization? Organelle level organization. Because organelle inside the cell is only doing the function. Organelle level organization is done by unicellular organism. Right? Any doubts on that?
Why not nucleus?
Sorry, Buddha?
Why not nucleus?
Why not nucleus? Maybe nucleus is also included here. Nucleus is only doing one way. It's only doing a specific function. It stores genetic information, transfers inherited characters, controls the cellular activities. That's it. Then who is going to generate energy? Can nucleus generate energy? Who will generate energy here? Mitochondria. So all the organelles have some functions. So not only nucleus, you can't limit it to nucleus. Okay. What is plasma membrane? Plasma membrane is cell membrane, the outer cover of a cell. In cells lesson, you should have learned this. That is your 6th lesson. Cells lesson, these things came. Right. We'll go to the Tute. Unicellular organism. The structure of a unicellular organism is made up of cytoplasm and the organelles enclosed by a plasma membrane. This unicellular unit is an organism which shows living characteristics. When a water sample of a pond or hay extraction is observed using a microscope, unicellular organisms can be observed easily. In case if you have the printed notes, these important things underline or highlighting. Sir, is this important? Yes, sometimes the exam they ask you. Where do you observe these things? Pond or hay extraction. Unicellular organism can be observed easily. In a unicellular organism, organelle level organization can be seen. Organelle level organization. So pictures are given there. Those are all unicellular organism under light microscope. Right. That's it. Unicellular done. Next is what cellular?
Multicellular.
Multicellular organism. Multicellular. What is multicellular organism? Organism is made of many cells. If the organism is made of many cells, that is multicellular organism. Right. Hurry. Multicellular organism is made of many cells, yes. But if you think about the origin, if you think about the start, the origin is from a single cell. It has many cells. But if you consider the origin, the beginning, the start is from single cell. For example, if you take human, we are multicellular organism. But think about our start. A sperm and an egg cell fuses together. Sperm is a N cell. Egg is a N cell. N cells. N cells are gamete cell. Under the cells lesson, we learned this. Sperm is a N cell. Egg is a N cell. That means, are they complete full cells? No. They are just haploid cells. N cells. They are just gamete cells. So this sperm and egg should fuse together to form the zygote. Zygote develops into an embryo. That embryo undergoes cell division. Embryo undergoes cell division. Embryo undergoes cell division and increases the number of cells there. That further undergoes cell division. To form the final multicellular organism. Multicellular organism. So if you look at this multicellular organism, did this multicellular organism suddenly appear as multicellular? Origin is from a single cell. That single cell only undergoes cell division and forms this multicellular organism. You are created like that. Sperm and the egg fuses together to form the first single full cell. That's the zygote. And it is the embryo when it is implanted in your mother's womb. It undergoes cell division. Number of cells increase. 1 become 2, 2 become 4, 4 become 8. Number of cells increase and you become a multicellular organism. Right? Now, if you look at human, we are a multicellular organism. Yes. But is the cells in our body, is all the cells in our body similar cells? Then there are different types of cells.
There are different types of cells.
Different.
There are different types of cells. Place to place, depending on the structure and the function, we have different types of cells in our body. Not only us, even plants. Plants are multicellular organisms. Place to place, depending on the structure and the functions, there are different types of cells. Right? You go to the Tute. Multicellular organism. Multicellular organisms are formed by more than one cell. The origin of a multicellular organism is from a single cell. The zygote, which is the product of the fertilization of an egg with a sperm. Development of embryo in human. That whatever I drew is given here. The bodies of multicellular organisms are composed of different types of cells. Those cells are important in different functions. Now, some examples are given. What are the different types of cells in a plant? Pollen grain is there. If you look at the leaf, in the leaf, the surface has epidermal cells. Little down there, you have palisade cells. At the bottom of the leaf, there is an opening. Can anybody guess what is this opening at the bottom of the leaf? What is that opening? Grade 9 work.
Stomata.
Stomata.
That is stomata. That opening is the stomata. Even in stomata, there are different types of cells. God cells are there. Can you remember in grade 9 you all learned stomata like this, just like two kidneys that are kept closer. Just like two kidneys that are kept closer. I'll draw it separately. Just like two kidneys that are kept closer. Why? Because there are two cells there. Those are the guard cells. Guard cells. Those are the guard cells. Those are the guard cells in the stomata. So guard cells are there. Stomatal opening is at the center. It's the opening. So that is just the leaf. Only in the leaf that much of cells are there. Xylem cell is there. Can remember xylem? Xylem transports what? That's not needed here, but in grade 9 you all learned. Xylem
Water.
transports. Water transportation is done by xylem. Phloem is there. Phloem transports
Food.
the food. Food is transported by phloem. Phloem is there. Root hair cells are there. So these are all different types of cells in a plant. Now come to human. Nerve cells are there. Skin cells are there. Bone cells are there. In our blood, we have white blood cell and red blood cell. In the blood, there is white blood cell and red blood cell. Those are the cells in the blood. Muscle cells are there. Muscle cells are there. Gamete cells are there. What do you mean by gamete? What is gamete means?
Fusion of
Sexual
sperm
cells.
and egg.
Sexual cells. Gamete cells means sexual cells. What is the male gamete cell in human?
Sperm.
Sperm. What is the female gamete cell in human?
Ovum.
Ovum, or you call it the egg cell. So those are all cells. So these are all different cells in human body. Right? Next. Then multicellular organism shows what kind of a organization. Remember, multicellular organism shows tissue and system level organization. What kind of a organization that multicellular organism shows? Tissue and system level organization. Now, if you look at us, in us, the functions are done by the systems. Respiration is done by the respiratory system. Digestion is done by digestive system. Reproduction is done by reproductive system. Now, in a unicellular organism, it was the organelles who were doing them. But if you take multicellular organism, there are different systems to do that. So, a multicellular organism shows tissue and system level organization. Tissues also does function. Tissue and system level organization. Now, for a multicellular organism, we can write the organizational levels as a flow chart. We can write organizational levels of a multicellular organism as a flow chart. Nothing big. When I start, you will know that. Multicellular organism. The basic building unit is the cell. A collection of cells forms the tissue. Help me out. A collection of
Tissue
tissue
forms.
forms
Organ.
organ. Several organs together is your
System.
system.
Organ.
Several systems will finally form your body, the
Cellular organ.
multicellular organism. You can write multicellular organism or you can write it the body. This is the organizational levels of a multicellular organism in a flowchart. Several cells form the tissue, several tissues form the organs, several organs form the system, several systems form multicellular organism. What is a cell? We already talked about it.
Structural and functional
The
unit.
structural unit.
The basic structural and functional unit of life is cell. What is tissue? See how I make the definition. What is tissue? A group of cells.
With
Several
common
cells will make
origin.
a group of cells that is modified to perform a specific function. A group of cells that is modified to perform a specific function. They have a specific function to do. Now, for example, your blood tissue, it has a function. What is the function of blood tissue? Transporting
Hemoglobin.
our nerve tissue. It has a specific function. It only transmits impulses. So they have specific functions to do. So you include that also in their definition. So what is tissue? A group of cells that is modified to perform a specific function. A group of tissues form organ. Several organs form system. Several systems together finally forms multicellular organism. Right? Or any doubts from that?
So do we need to memorize the arrangement?
You don't need to memorize all those cells. It will get automatically memorized in your mind. With time, when you continue bio in grade 11 and all, when we speak little bit deep about tissue, grade 11 we talk deeper about tissue, as well as we talk about the systems. So however these words will get memorized, you don't need to sit and separately memorize on that. Okay, now?
So what about plant cells?
Even the plant cell, under the tissue section in grade 11, we go through plant tissues. They are automatically plant cells also will be touched. Don't worry, memorizing things we do in the class. I make you memorize the things. Now, what is the definition of cell? I made you memorize. What is the organizational levels? I made you memorize. So memorize the things. Don't worry, I'll make you memorize. A multicellular organism possesses a tissue and system level organization. Tissue and system level organization. The organs of the organism are well adapted and designed to carry out relevant functions. Example, tongue, eye, heart. Organizational levels of multicellular organism. Shall we write that flow chart there? Write the organizational levels of a multicellular organism.
Sir, finished writing.
Okay, now?
Sir, after system, organism will come.
Yeah, you can just write organism as well. It's better to mention multicellular organism because we are talking about multicellular organism, no, not unicellular organism.
Unicellular to multicellular.
Multicellular. Can we write unicellular here? Adiyappa. Unicellular doesn't have these. There are some messages how to join the class. You can send a message to the admin. They will direct you how to join the class. I'll write the phone number and keep it on top. So 7728672229. Anything regarding the classes, you can ask the admin. Hurry. That's it. Last part there. The smallest structural and functional unit at living condition is the cell. A group of cells modified to perform a specific function is called the tissue. A collection of tissues form an organ. A collection of organs form a system, and systems collectively form an organism. Ta-da! Cellular organization done. Cellular organization done. Okay, shall we move to the next one? Yes, right. We'll go to the next one. We'll go to the next one. Next is easy lesson. Did anyone excuse me?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, Bata.
Sir, do you have online payment?
I didn't get you.
Do you have online payment except card payments?
Regarding class information, shall we talk at the end, or can you message the admin so it won't interrupt the class process?
Okay.
Yeah. I will write the number here and keep. Right. Next, nutrition. Next characteristic, nutrition. What is nutrition? As a definition. Now, nutrition, what comes to your mind? Food. Chicken kottu, cheese kottu, proteins, carbohydrates. That is what is coming to your mind. But there's a definition. There's a definition for nutrition. What is nutrition? The process by which organisms obtain the materials and energy for their body is nutrition. The process by which organisms obtain energy and materials to the body. Grammatically, you can change the definition in other ways, but meaning should be the same. Or you can tell the process by which energy and materials are obtained by an organism's body is nutrition. The process by which energy and materials are obtained by an organism's body is nutrition. Now, why are we obtaining this? Without this, can we live? Now, me, without drinking this coffee, can I live?
No.
You, without eating your dinner, can you live?
Yes.
Adi, can you live without eating this?
So you can
Adi, dinner, breakfast, next day lunch, next day dinner also. Let's take the like that. Can you live?
I can't.
Ignoring all those food, you can't live. That means ignoring the nutrition, you can't live. That means you need nutrition for the maintenance of life. You need it for the maintenance of life. Not only you, any living organism, they need nutrition for the maintenance of life. So we'll put that also into our definition and remake the definition. What is nutrition? The process by which energy and materials are obtained by a living organism for the maintenance of life is nutrition. Again, say don't memorize. Know these points. Then using your grammar knowledge, you make the sentence. The process by which energy and materials are obtained by a living organism for the maintenance of life is nutrition. Okay, again, one more time, tell with me. Those who can't unmute, you tell louder at home. Let everyone at home study with you. Right? What is nutrition? The process by which energy and materials are obtained by a living organism for the maintenance of life.
For maintenance of life.
Is nutrition. Okay. Now, how are we going to maintain the life using nutrition? What is this nutrition doing for the maintenance of life? Number one, it helps in cell growth. Cells should grow for the cell growth. Number two, it helps in repairing of worn out cells. Repairing of worn out cells. Worn out cell means the damaged cells. So whatever the damaged cells inside our body should get repaired. Now you will tell, sir, I don't have any damaged cell. I don't have any wounds, so I don't have any damaged cell. Lamai, what I mean by damaged cell is not only wounds, not only the damaged cell by wounds. Every second, every minute, there are cells that die inside our body. They have to be replaced. They have to be repaired. When does this repairing process happen? Usually. When does our cells get repaired?
When not sleeping, I get.
For human, when we sleep. That's why sleep is very important. Just think you didn't sleep tonight. You didn't sleep tonight. Tomorrow morning, won't you feel so tired? Keep the sleepiness aside. Let's say you don't have sleepiness. Won't you feel your body is weak? You feel tired?
Yes, we will.
You feel that because the cells are not repaired inside your body. It was working continuously today. Today you were doing a lot of work. No, you went to school, you came home, you did homework, you studied for the last 2 hours, you sat in this class, you studied here. Again, after this class also, you're going to study, no, Lamai. That is how you all work these days. So after all those work, your cells are tired. They are worn out. So they have to be repaired. If you don't repair, if you don't give time to repair, that's why then you will feel tired tomorrow. That's why you feel tired, right? So these nutrients are used for the cell growth and to repair worn out cells. Go to the Tute. Nutrition. We'll write down that definition that I gave. Write down that right there. And those who don't have the Tute, just like before, write in a separate paper or something and keep later on. You can attach it here. Write down the process by which energy and materials
Excuse me, sir, can you repeat?
Yeah, okay. First, I will tell what I am telling and finish it. Again, I will tell that sentence. The process by which energy and materials are obtained by living organisms for the maintenance of life. For the maintenance of life. For the maintenance of life is nutrition. Again, one more time, I'll repeat. The process by which energy and materials are obtained by living organisms.
Sir, can you repeat it?
Obtained by living organisms for the maintenance of life. Again, should I repeat? Can somebody go to the chat box? I'll leave it for what you call everyone. So in case if you couldn't write it, I will leave the chat box for everyone. Don't you all have the everyone option?
No, sir.
No. One of you type it and put it in the everyone section. Right? And then I will again off it. Only until this message comes, I'll wait and then I'll off it. Don't send to me, put it to the everyone section. Right. Energy is needed for the cell growth and to repair worn out structures. I'm not going to read the other ones I had explained. So that is needed for the cell growth and to repair worn out structures. Next, listen to this side. Organisms. Organisms, living organisms. Organisms. Depending on their mode of nutrition. Depending on their mode of nutrition, you can categorize them into two. Depending on the mode of nutrition, you categorize them into two. This is depending on mode of nutrition. You categorize, you divide them into two. What are the two? You all know these things. One, autotrophic organism. Guess me the other one then.
Heterotrophic organism.
Perfect. Heterotrophic organism. Autotrophic organism and heterotrophic organism. What is autotrophic organism? Grade 6 work. Who are autotrophic organism?
The organism can produce
That
their own
can
food.
produce their own food. Organism that can produce their own food are autotrophic organisms. Organisms that produce their own food, autotrophic. Then who are heterotrophic?
The organism depend on others.
They can't produce their own food. As they can't produce their own food, they depend on other organisms for their nutrition. Depend on other organisms for food. Those are heterotrophs. These things you all know this grade 6. No? Now going a bit deeper. Now only grade 10 work starts. See? Now going a bit deeper. Lamai, these autotrophic organisms can further be divided into two. Further we divide them into two. One, photoautotrophic. Read with me, little longer name. Photoautotrophic, photoautotrophic, and chemoautotrophic. Second is chemoautotrophic. Photoautotrophic, chemoautotrophic. Read this name. Chemoautotrophic. So again, you divide them into two, photoautotrophic and chemoautotrophic. What is this photoautotrophic organisms? Now, who are autotrophic organisms? Organisms that can produce their own food. Now, for them to produce their own food, they need to obtain energy. From somewhere, they need to get some energy. Using energy only, they synthesize their food. Without the energy, they can't synthesize their food. Now, who are photoautotrophic organisms? Organisms that use light energy to synthesize their food. They use light energy to synthesize food. Actually speaking, what do you mean by the word photo? Photo means what? Photo
Light.
Photo
Word
capture.
photo means light. Keep that in mind. Photo, the word photo means light. Now you tell, I took a photo today. What's the physics behind that?
Capturing the light.
Taking a photo, what is the physics happening there?
Camera.
Capturing the light.
The actual physics is you are capturing the light and storing it. That's the physics there. For you, it's a memory. For you, it's a nice photo. For you, you are looking beautiful there, stylish photo. In physics, what is happening there? You're capturing the light. Now, for example, what I'm doing now, now actually video recording, what is happening here? Whatever the light here is captured and given to you. If it is one single click photo, what is happening? Whatever the light here, I capture, lock it and keep. Normally in our life, we can't do that. If we can capture the light and keep it, that means we can do what you call time stopping. I don't know what's the word we can use for that. Time stopping. Time travel, time stop, freezing. That's the correct. Time freezing we can do. In real life, if we can capture the light and keep it. In real life, we can't do that. So using a camera, we do that. Using a camera, we capture the light, freeze it, and that is photo. So remember, photo means light. That's why without light, you can't take a photo. Tell me in 100% darkness, can you take a photo? Now don't talk about night vision camera. Eh? Not a night vision camera, normal photo. 100% darkness. Can you take a photo?
Can't.
Can't.
Light is needed. So remember, the word photo means light. In physics, photo means light. So photo-autotrophic organisms are what? Organisms that produce their own food using light energy. So if I write it, organisms that produce their own food using light energy. Give me one example. You know that.
Tree.
Give me one example.
Plant.
Plants, algae.
Plants. But Lamai, now you all are grade 10. Be specific when you are answering questions. Don't tell just plants. You have to tell green plants. Only green plants can produce their own food using light. That means that's photosynthesis. No? Only green plants can do photosynthesis. Then, sir, do we have plants that are not green? Yes. Do we have plants that cannot do photosynthesis? Yes. Some plants are there, they don't do photosynthesis. What do? They catch insects and digest. Have you come across those kinds of plants? Maybe not seen, at least in a movie or video or something.
Yes.
There are plants that capture insects and digest. They don't do photosynthesis. They don't do photosynthesis. There are some nice videos about that. Don't look at this. Chup. You see? Not a cunning plant. Eh?
Plant name.
Sir, but the plant is in green color, right? But why they can't do photosynthesis, sir?
The amount of photosynthesis it does is not enough. That food is not enough. Mostly they don't do photosynthesis. See, the internal surfaces are red in color. That is insectivorous plants. They don't do photosynthesis. So remember, when you are telling an answer, you can't just tell what you call plant. Be specific now. You tell green plants. What you mean by green plants here is The plants that have chlorophyll in them, because chlorophyll is needed for photosynthesis. Insectivorous plants, they don't have chlorophyll. I can't tell 100% there's no chlorophyll. The chlorophyll is not enough in them for them to do photosynthesis. So probably tell green plants. And yes, someone told algae. Yes, we can tell green algae, not all, some green algae. Some, I'll write some algae. Yes, some algae. They are autotrophic.
Sir, what about Chlamydomonas? What
Was
about
there anyone with
Chlamydomonas?
the doubt?
Sir, what about Chlamydomonas?
Huh?
Chlamydomonas.
Chlamydomonas, yes, you can tell. Oh, these two are enough. Chlamydomonas. I'm not going to write that. These two are enough. These two are only there in your books and all. That's it you need to know. There are some more. You can write. Sorry. Next.
In the exam,
Chemoautotrophic. Who are chemoautotrophic organisms? Who are chemoautotrophic organisms? They are autotrophic. That means they can produce their own food. For them to produce their own food, they need energy. These chemoautotrophic organisms get energy from chemical reaction. Chemical reaction gives what energy? Guess and tell me.
chemical
What energy we are talking here?
Chemical energy.
Chemical energy. So actually, chemoautotrophic organisms use chemical energy to synthesize their food. Photoautotrophic uses light energy. Chemoautotrophic uses chemical energy. So if I write it, organisms that produce their own food using chemical energy. Basically, they do chemical reactions and produce their own food. Example, most bacteria, they do chemoautotroph. They are chemoautotroph, right? That's something new for you. Other things are grade 6 work. That's something new. That's what you should know under this nutrition section.
so in the exam.
Right. Now go to the tube. This energy is obtained by nutrients. The organisms that produce their own food or nutrients by themselves are known as autotrophic organisms. Organisms that depend on other organisms for their nutrition are called as heterotrophic organisms. Under that, a big box is given. Box. In that box, I want you all to write what the categorization I give. Nicely use some color pens and write down. Those who don't have the tute, separately somewhere write and keep this. Wherever you all are writing the notes today, write this. Work once done, tell me done. Once done, tell me. Some are sending me done already. Okay, now I got done from most of y'all. Does anybody writing? I'll give 30 seconds. If you can't finish it in that 30 seconds, take a screenshot of this. Hurry, right. Next. So now we know green plants can produce their own food. The process by which green plants produce their own food is called as go fill in the blanks. What is that process called as?
Photosynthesis.
Photosynthesis. The process by which green plants produce their own food is photosynthesis. We'll talk a little bit about photosynthesis. Now, what is actually happening in this photosynthesis? Listen, simply we know during photosynthesis, green plants produce their own food. Green plants produce their own food during photosynthesis. How this happens? What is actually happening there? Listen. Now, if you take green plants, in green plants, there is cells, no, any organism has cells. Inside the cell, there is chloroplast. Inside the cell, there is chloroplast. This is the chloroplast. It's an organelle. We already discussed about it. It's an organelle. Inside chloroplast, there is a green color pigment. Pigment means something like a ink. A green color pigment is there. A green color ink-like thing is there. That green color pigment is called as chlorophyll. Don't confuse them. Chloroplast is the organelle inside the cell. Chlorophyll is the pigment inside chloroplast. What will this chlorophyll do? Chlorophyll has the ability to absorb light energy. It can absorb the light energy. When light falls, it can absorb. So chlorophyll can absorb light energy. Now what will happen during photosynthesis? This chlorophyll absorbs the light energy and using carbon dioxide and water, these plants will produce their own food. That full process is called photosynthesis. So what is happening during photosynthesis? Green plants with chlorophyll absorb the light energy, and using carbon dioxide and water, they produce their own food. They synthesize their own food. That full process is photosynthesis. Now I'm telling they are producing their own food. What is the food they are producing? What is the food? Chicken burger, cheese kottu, pizza.
Glucose.
What they producing? What's the food?
Glucose.
Food is glucose.
Yeah.
Glucose is the food. But together with this food, they produce an unnecessary product. Unnecessary products are called byproduct. Unnecessary product is a byproduct. What is the byproduct during photosynthesis?
Oxygen.
Oxygen.
Oxygen is the byproduct. Glucose is the main product. Oxygen is the byproduct. Okay. This can be written as a word equation. Photosynthesis can be written as a word equation. If I write the word equation for photosynthesis, how does it come? See, what and what are reacting here? Carbon dioxide and water. But for them to react, you need what? Light energy. You write it on top of the arrow. What is going to absorb this light energy? Just now I told you. What will absorb the light energy?
Chlorophyll.
You write it under the arrow. Light energy is absorbed by chlorophyll. You write it under that. Now, this side we write the product. What's the main product during photosynthesis?
Glucose.
Together with the main product, what's the byproduct in photosynthesis?
Oxygen.
Oxygen. Byproduct is oxygen. This is the word equation for photosynthesis. Will they ask word equation in your exams? No. Mostly no, 99% no. Then what they will ask in your exam, they will be asking balanced chemical equation. That is what they will ask in the exam. We'll write this as a balanced chemical equation. For that, we have to convert them into their formulas. Tell me carbon dioxide, what's the formula? CO2. Water, what's the formula?
H2O.
Light energy, what's the formula?
No
CC.
Formula.
No formula.
No formula. Don't build formula. Light energy is energy. There is no formula. Chlorophyll, what's the formula?
No
No
formula.
Again, no formula. Don't build formulas. No formula. They actually supporting factors. They are not reactant. They are not product. So you write them fully. Glucose, what's the formula?
C6H12O6.
C6H12O6. And oxygen?
O2.
If you write this, will you get the full marks?
No.
No.
Why? What they are asking is a balanced chemical equation. Now, what is balanced chemical equation means? After you write a chemical equation, Lamai, whatever in the left side should be equal to whatever in the right side. Whatever in left side and whatever in right side should be equal. We'll be learning this deeply in your chemical changes lesson. Second term towards the end, we'll be learning. Towards the end, we'll be running. We'll be learning the what you call the balancing part in chemical changes. I will teach you all deeply. I'll teach you all deeply.
6616.
Someone's mic is on mute. towards the end, towards chemical changes lesson, we'll be learning about balancing deeply. For now, just keep in mind, after you write a chemical reaction, left side and right side should be equal. Now just check whether they are equal here. Look at left side. How many carbon are there in the left side?
1 carbon.
Only 1. But look at
One.
right side. How many
Six.
carbon
Six.
are there?
Carbons are there.
6. So can you think
6.
carbon itself there's a problem? Oxygen. 2 here plus another 1 is there. 3 oxygen. But on the other side, 6 plus 2,
8
8
oxygen.
oxygen.
8.
Even hydrogen has a problem. 2 hydrogen, 12 hydrogen. So there are problems here. Left side, right side are not equal. 1 carbon, 6 carbon. 3 oxygen, that side, how many oxygen? 6, 7, 8 oxygen. 2 hydrogen, 12. So there's a problem here. So we call this reaction as this equation as an unbalanced equation. You can't leave chemical equations as unbalanced. You have to balance it. Again, I repeat, this we will be deeply learning in chemical changes lesson. For now, I just give you the idea so that I can do this. Now, how to balance this? You put a 6 here, a 6 there, and a 6 there. Now take a count and see. Carbon. How many carbon are there here?
6.
6 carbon.
6 carbon.
How many carbon here?
6 carbon.
Balanced. Next, come to oxygen. Here, 2 into 6. That's how you multiply. 2 into 6. 2 into 6, how much?
12. 12.
12. Not done. Here also, 1 into 6. That is 6. 12 plus 6, how much?
18.
18 are there. This side 18. Check whether that side 18 are there. 6 into 2?
12.
12. 12 plus another 6?
18.
18. So oxygen is balanced. Come to hydrogen. How do you count? 2 hydrogen, the 6 hydrogen, the 12 hydrogen. How do you take the count?
12 hydrogen.
12
The
hydrogen.
hydrogen. No, I am getting 12 hydrogen. On the other side, how many hydrogen?
12 hydrogen.
12.
Magic. Before it was unbalanced. Now everything is balanced. This is a balanced chemical equation. Simply memorize this balancing and keep. Memorize it like this. 6616. What I mean by 6616? 66. Here no number can actually what is there? 1 is
One.
there. 1 we don't write. 1 6. 6616. 6616. Phone number for photosynthesis. Memorize and keep. This is even needed for grade 11. Grade 11 will be learning photosynthesis deeply. Phone number for photosynthesis is 6616. Repeat with me. What's the phone number for photosynthesis? 66.
66 1.
Memorize that number and keep lama. Otherwise, you'll go to the exam and start tadumarufying there. Memorize it and keep 6616 is the phone number for photosynthesis. Hurry, right? Any doubts? Someone was interrupting in the middle. Any doubts? Any questions?
No, sir. Can you explain the photosynthesis that part, teacher? Sorry, sir.
Nothing big. Green plants can produce their own food. Simply that is photosynthesis. How do they produce their own food? Chlorophyll in the chloroplast will absorb light energy. Carbon dioxide and water will come. Using light energy, carbon dioxide and water, they produce their food. When you look at the equation, you can understand. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Sir,
Yeah.
you told that the chlorophyll pigment present within the chloroplast, the organelle called chloroplast, right?
Yeah.
So what about the pigments like carotene? Are they also present within the chloroplast?
No, not all the pigments are present in chloroplast.
Okay, so thank you.
Hurry. Right. Production of food inside chloroplast of plant cell using chlorophyll, which is a specific organic compound, is called photosynthesis. Again, read that. There is one more data we can extract from this. Production of food inside chloroplast of a plant cell using chlorophyll, which is a specific organic compound. What do you mean by organic compound?
Compound that contains carbon.
Compound.
Carbon.
Henang, tell me, chlorophyll contain carbon or doesn't contain carbon?
Contain carbon.
It contain carbon. Put that also in your mind and keep. If you read this sentence, you can understand. Production of food inside chloroplast of plant cell using chlorophyll, which is a specific organic compound. That means chlorophyll is organic. It's called photosynthesis. Photosynthesis can be expressed by below equation. Word equation, biochemical equation. Write it. Write the word equation and biochemical equation. Try to write down without looking. And then later you recheck. Tell me once done.
Sir, do you want to write?
Yeah, you have to write it in those boxes.
Okay, sir.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Is it fine if I put chlorophyll up and light energy down?
Not wrong, but it is not standard. There's something called standard, no? Wrong and standard are two different things. No? There's
So what
something
is
called
that
wrong.
number?
Sorry?
What is that number? 6616.
I'll answer that previous question first. So wrong and standard are two different things. It's not wrong, but it is not standard. What do you mean by wrong and standard? For example, my water bottle. We keep the water bottle like this. That's the standard. Let's take, I can balance it like this. Is it wrong?
No.
Is keeping the water bottle like this on a table wrong? Did anyone tell you keeping the water bottle like this is wrong?
No.
But is it standard?
No, it's not.
Same. Somebody asked, what is 6616? What is 6616?
Number.
That's how we
Phone
are
number for
balancing this.
photosynthesis.
Phone number.
6616 is what you are using to balance. That's a phone number for photosynthesis.
And we call
Sir. Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
In the exam, if they can ask examples for phototrophic and chemotrophic.
You are not audible, Puta. Example for phototrophic organism. Example for phototrophic organisms in green plants. Right? Last part in nutrition. Now, organism shows different relationship between other organisms to complete their nutritional requirement. Those relationship can be represented using a food chain. Need. Tell me a simple food chain. I'll give it a start. Help me to complete that food chain. We'll start with grass. Help me to complete this food chain. Tell me an organism that eats grass.
grasshopper.
Grasshopper.
Frog. Frog.
Frog. Another one.
Frog.
Four enough.
Snake.
Snake. Good.
Eagle.
Eagle.
Four enough. I'm not going for five.
Eagle.
So this is a food chain. Can you see? Food chain shows the interrelationship between organisms to complete their nutrition. Grasshopper is consuming grass to complete its nutritional requirement. Frog is consuming grasshopper. Snake is consuming frog. And grass is getting in the energy from sun. So this shows the interrelationship. Now this I can make in a web-like format. This is one single food chain. I can connect several food chain together and make a web-like format. What is that called as? Food web. Such food web is given to you. This is a food web. From this we can get so many information. What are the information we can get? Grass is there. Grasshopper is there. Grasshopper is consuming the grass. Frog is consuming grasshopper. Eagle is there. Eagle is consuming the frog. Eagle is consuming the snake.
Yep.
After all of them die, then what will happen? They get decomposed, they get decayed. So once when all of them die, they get decayed and go to the soil. Decayed by saprophytes. What do you mean by saprophytes? Saprophytes. If you want, write the meaning and key. Saprophytes
Dead
means
bodies.
microorganism that decomposes, decays organic matter. Microorganisms that decomposes or decays organic matter is saprophytes. For example, fungus, saprophyte, because it decomposes the organic matter. It helps in decaying process.
Sir, repeat again.
Microorganism that help in decaying, right, like that. Microorganism that help in decaying organic matter. These are all organic matter. No living things are organic. Microorganisms that help in decaying organic matter.
Sir, මේවා ගන්න පුළුවන්ද?
Microorganisms that help in decaying is decaying organic matter. Saprophytes. Hurry, right. That's it. Nutrition also done. Next living characteristic that we have to discuss is respiration. Next living characteristic that we have to discuss is respiration. Right. What is this respiration? What is respiration? Now, when I ask respiration, what comes into most of your mind is that is what is coming into most of your mind. What is respiration, Kivama? No, wrong. That is not fully respiration. That is just breathing. Inhaling and exhaling is just breathing. It's not full respiration. Don't misunderstand that. Maybe until now in your mind, what you have in your mind is inhaling, exhaling. That is respiration. Wrong. Inhaling, exhaling is breathing. Breathing is just a small part in respiration. It's not complete respiration. Again, I repeat, follow me very carefully. Inhaling and exhaling is breathing. Breathing is just very small part in respiration, which means my respiration is a very complex process. It's a complex process. It's not simple. It's not just inhaling, exhaling. It's not just breathing. It's a very complex process. We'll be learning about that full process in grade 11. Here we are just touching a little bit in respiration. So remember, respiration is a very complex process. Breathing is just very tiny part in that full process. Inhaling, exhaling is just very tiny part. So actually, what is then respiration? Respiration is the process that provides us energy from the food we consume. We eat things, no, lamai. We tell when we eat, we get energy. When we eat, we get energy. How do we get energy from what we eat? Whatever we eat, it goes inside the body and gets stored. That stored food converts into energy by what? Respiration. So respiration is the process that produces energy from the stored food. I can tell respiration is the process that transforms the stored food. Respiration is the process that brings the energy, transforms the energy from the stored food. From the stored food, we get out the energy, we bring out the energy by respiration. So if I put it into a proper grammatical term, what is respiration? Respiration is the process by which stored food is transformed into energy. Again, what is respiration? Respiration is the process by which stored food is transformed into energy. So read with me. What is respiration? Respiration is the process by which stored food is transformed into
energy.
Where will this transformation take place?
Inside
Inside
the
the body. I don't tell it is happening outside the body. Inside the body. Yeah.
Inside the cells.
Inside cells. Keep that in mind. Stored food transforms into energy. Where? Inside our cells, not lungs. Lungs is helping for breathing. I told you breathing is just a very, very tiny part. This stored food transforming into energy, that process happens inside our cells. Therefore, the correct way of telling respiration is not just respiration. Correct way is cellular respiration. The correct way to tell respiration is not just respiration. Even though the heading is respiration, the correct way of telling that is cellular respiration, because respiration is actually happening inside our cell. What is respiration? Transforming stored food into energy. The transformation takes place inside our cell. So correct way of telling respiration is cellular respiration. Again, I repeat, look at that last connection. What is respiration? The process by which stored food transforms into energy is respiration. Where does respiration happen? Inside the cell. So what's the correct way of telling respiration? Cellular respiration. Give a guess and tell me, inside the cell, who will actually do this?
The nucleus.
Mitochondria.
If I make the question more simple, what organelle will do this process? Now we know inside the cell, organelles do the function. Who is going to do this function? Think.
Blood.
Wait, don't answer me. Think and tell me.
Cytoplasm.
Who will convert the stored food into energy?
It's a blood.
Think and answer.
Mitochondria.
Who is doing this? Mitochondria. Who is actually doing this process? Mitochondria. If you want, you go to your cell section and read and see. What is the function of mitochondria? You already learned it. What's the function of mitochondria?
Produce energy. Aerobic respiration. Produce energy.
By cellular respiration, what does it do? Produce
energy. Produce
function
energy.
of mitochondria is production of energy. We learned it in cell section. The function of mitochondria is production of energy. Ehenang, tell me, this production of energy is happening where? In mitochondria. That means cellular respiration is actually happening where? Inside mitochondria. That's why we tell mitochondria produce energy. So now understand the connection there. Mitochondria is there inside the cell. Inside the cell, stored food is converted into energy. So actually inside the cell, where is this happening? Inside mitochondria. That's how mitochondria produces energy. Sorry? Understood all those things? Right? Now, can we observe respiration? Again, I repeat, respiration can breathing nevi. Respiration means this stored food converting into energy inside the cell. Can we observe that? Now, respiration is happening in the cells. Can you observe that? Can you see it in me?
No.
No.
And tell me, is respiration observable? No.
Nope.
It's not. It's happening inside the cell. Again, I repeat, come out of that mindset. Respiration can breathing nevi. I'm talking about respiration that is happening inside the cells. Stored food converting into energy. Can you see that? Can you see this happening in the mitochondria now? Can you see it happening in my cells in where?
No.
Remember, respiration is not observable. But during respiration, we show some respiratory movements. During respiration, we show some respiratory movement. What are the respiratory movement we show? When we inhale, now can you see some movement in my body? Again, I repeat. When I inhale, can you see some movement?
Yeah.
Quickly tell, I can't hold it anymore.
Yes.
And when I exhale, can you see some movement?
Format pain.
You can. So when I inhale and exhale, can you see any movement? Yes. Those are called respiratory movements. Respiratory movements are observable. Inhaling, we show some movement. Exhaling, we show some movement. That is observable. But respiration is not observable. Again, I repeat. Respiratory movements are observable, but respiration is not observable. Okay. Everything that you should know about respiration initially are given. Finally, tell me, what's the gas we inhale?
Oxygen.
Oxygen.
What's the gas we exhale?
Carbon dioxide.
Dioxide.
Actually, it's carbon dioxide and water vapor, but here we don't discuss about water vapor much. In grade 11, I'll talk about it. So we inhale oxygen. If I tell correctly, what we exhale is carbon dioxide and water vapor. Respiration. What is respiration? We'll write down. The process by which the stored food is transformed into energy. Inside the cells. Is respiration. One more time, I'll repeat. The process by which the stored food is transformed into energy inside the cells is respiration. Can somebody type and put it in everyone's section? I opened the chat box for everyone. Type and put it. So in case if anyone felt a connection issue, they can drop it. Cellular respiration is a series of biochemical reactions. The respiration, which is an important characteristic of life, cannot be observed directly. But it can be observed using respiratory movements of some organism. Why they tell some organism? Can we observe respiratory movements in all the organism?
No.
Each and every organism can use the respiratory movement.
Right.
Only some you can. Now, for example, a cat you can, a dog you can, but a plant, can you observe respiratory movement?
No.
No.
Have you seen a mango tree breathing? Honey, pow, mango tree. Breathing. Fighting for life.
Yeah,
Have you
sir.
seen it? So, but it can be observed using respiratory movements of some organism. That is by inspiration, intake of oxygen for respiration, and removal of carbon dioxide, the expiration. Inhaling is inspiration, exhaling is expiration. Hurry. Small question. What is the gas we inhale?
Oxygen.
Carbon dioxide. Oxygen.
What is the gas we exhale?
Carbon dioxide and water.
Water vapor.
CO2, H2.
Who told? Remember, before you believe something in science, you have to do a experiment. Just don't blindfoldedly believe everything that someone tells, right? I know I'm your science teacher. Even though I'm your science teacher, don't believe me. Don't believe on everything I tell. Before you believe on something, you have to do a experiment, right? So here also we have two experiments. Science is that. Science is not believing everything blindfoldedly. You hear something, you believe that. That is not science. Science is about doing experiments, getting the data, analyzing that, and then if it is correct, you go for the correct option. If it is wrong, you reject that. That is science. Science is all about experiment. So here also, we are going to do two experiments. One, to prove that carbon dioxide is released during expiration. Two, to prove that oxygen is inhaled during respiration, right? First, we'll prove about carbon dioxide. Experiment number 1. We are going to prove that carbon dioxide is released during expiration. Listen very carefully. Is this experiment important? Very important. Have they asked it in the exam? Yes. Structured essay question, they give this experiment. Structured essay, yeah? Such important experiment. So listen very, very carefully. This is a nice experiment. These are not like the activities that you did in grade 7, grade 8, grade 9. Chuti activities. These are deep concepts. Theorems are there. Deep concepts are there. So listen very, very carefully now. Now stop all the other work. Phones aside, WhatsApp aside, Instagram aside, TikTok aside, eyes on the screen, ears on the speaker, listen very carefully, right? We're going to prove that carbon dioxide is released during respiration. Before going to the experiment, two concepts you need to know. Two concepts. Concept number 1. KOH. What is KOH? Tell me the full form of KOH.
Potassium hydroxide.
Potassium hydroxide.
Hydroxide.
KOH is potassium hydroxide. Why potassium hydroxide is coming here? Listen. Potassium hydroxide is a strong base. It's a strong base. It's a base. You all have come across acid, base, and neutral substances. So like that, potassium hydroxide is a base which is very strong. So you call it a strong base. It's a strong base. And remember, carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is an acidic gas. Carbon dioxide is what kind of a gas? Acidic gas. Can you remember under structure of matter you all learned? Metal oxides are basic. Non-metal oxides are acidic. Even I did a free session on that. Metal oxides are basic. Non-metal oxides are acidic. Think and properly tell me, carbon is metal, the non-metal.
Non-metal.
Carbon is a non-metal. What did I tell? Non-metals oxide is acidic. Carbon is a non-metal. Carbon dioxide, it's a non-metallic oxide. Non-metallic oxide is acidic. So remember, carbon dioxide is an acidic gas. Carbon dioxide is an acidic gas. Now see, potassium hydroxide is a strong base. Carbon dioxide is an acidic gas. Remember, strong base can absorb acidic gases. What's the logic? Strong base can absorb acidic gases. Why? Strong base is a base. Acidic gas is acidic. So strong bases can absorb the acidic gases. Bases can absorb the acid. Strong base can absorb acidic gas. That means I can tell potassium hydroxide can absorb carbon dioxide. Keep that in mind. Potassium hydroxide has the ability to absorb carbon dioxide because potassium hydroxide is a base, carbon dioxide is an acid, acidic gas. So So this acidic gas can be absorbed by potassium hydroxide. Okay. Those are good at thinking. Just think and tell me any other substance that can absorb carbon dioxide. I gave you potassium hydroxide. That's the best. Any other substance that can absorb potassium hydroxide? Use this logic and term.
Sodium hydroxide.
Anna, how did you tell that, Puta? I wanted to argue with you. How did you tell sodium hydroxide?
ChatGPT. It's
Sorry?
a base.
Anna, it's a base. Sodium hydroxide is also a base. Actually, sodium hydroxide is a strong base. Still, you didn't learn that. You didn't learn about acid bases, but in grade 7, you all learned some bases and acids. There are 3 acids in a lab. You all learned hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, nitric acid. Grade 7, you all learned about it. And you all learned the 2 bases in the lab, sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide. So if you can use that knowledge, you can tell these answers. I told potassium hydroxide can absorb carbon dioxide. So you can think and tell sodium hydroxide can absorb carbon dioxide. That is how questions are made in your exams. What I teach won't directly come to the exam. What is there in the textbook won't directly come to the exam. That is the beauty of local syllabus, national syllabus, Sri Lankan syllabus. What is there in the book, they won't give. Never. You go to the exam, you take the past papers and do and see. Past paper is, I would tell, only 30% from direct book. All the other things are applications. So I am teaching you strong base can absorb acidic gas. That's a logic. You have to understand the logic. And I am telling an example, potassium hydroxide can absorb carbon dioxide. So you have to think that means any other strong base also can do that. For example, sodium hydroxide can do that. That they will ask, and they have asked this question. What's the alternative for potassium hydroxide? Alternative is you can go for sodium hydroxide. So now keep in mind, potassium hydroxide is a strong base. It can absorb carbon dioxide. Concept number 1. Concept number 2. This is something that you know. Nothing to fool you. You all know this already. What you all know? Lime water. Lime water. What is lime water? Water you get when you squeeze a lime fruit. That is lime juice. When you squeeze a lime fruit, what you get is lime juice. I'm not talking about lime juice. I'm talking about lime water. Lime juice and lime water are 2 different things. What is lime water?
You mix the lime juice with water.
Tamil
Calcium carbonate.
Yeah, that's the chemical formula. Very good. It's actually calcium hydroxide. Good. Very good. Very good. Appreciate it.
Mixing water with lime juice.
In
Boiling.
Singaling, we tell lime is lime kiyanne dehi gedi neveyi desikka illa lime kiyanne lamai hunu.
Limestone.
Hunu neveyi hunu. What is hunu? It's a paint. It's a paint. Hunu is a paint. In Tamil you call it sunnambu. Again, it's a paint. Sunnambu, hunu. That is lime. You take lime, mix it with water, lime water. Remember, what's the English name? English name is lime. English name is lime. Huh.
Can we drink it?
Remember, lime water is a colorless liquid. It's a colorless liquid. Original lime water is colorless. Like a white navy, it's colorless. I will tell how it become white. It's colorless liquid. So lime water is a colorless liquid. It's a colorless liquid. Let's take you bubble carbon dioxide in it. You bubble carbon dioxide from grade 6 you are learning. When you bubble carbon dioxide in lime water, it changes the color into what?
White.
Milky color.
Milky white.
It is the color to milky white color. This is the color you usually see. Hunu is milky white, Sunnambu is milky white, and that is what you see. Because usually lime water is exposed to carbon dioxide. When it exposes to carbon dioxide, this is the color you see. But original, the real lime water is colorless. That you bubble with carbon dioxide, you get milky white color. This is something that you all know from grade 6. Right. Using these 2 concepts only, we are going to do the experiment. What you do? You take about 1 . 3, 4, 5. 5 containers, glass containers. Better if they are glass bottles that can be fully closed. These are 5 glass bottles that can be fully closed, fully closed, fully sealable bottles. You make sure that the last one, the 5th one, has a tap. It should have a tap as well. 5th one should have a tap. You have to make some connections there. All the 5 are connected. See how I'm making this connection. Meanwhile, tell me, how about schools? Tomorrow you'll have school?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, tomorrow.
Sir.
How about your first term exams? Tell me those are done the
Yes.
first term exam? Finished?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
No, exam.
Is there anybody who is yet to do the first term exam? Yet to do?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That also yes, answers are there. Any schools who don't have the first term exam?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, that is coming really, I'm happy. Yes, sir. First question, those are done. Hurry. Yes, sir. Second question, those are yet to do. Yes, sir. Third question, yes, sir. Yes, Tamai. Now see that you all take a separate paper, download some first term papers and do it at home. Now, schools have decided this because they don't have time with the problems that were going on. But actually, who is getting affected from that?
Us.
Not school,
Yeah.
not government. It's you, personally you, your batch. Your batch. What to do? There are situations like Corona, there was effect. With DITWA, there was an effect. With the crisis, there were effects. So every batch there is a effect because we are Sri Lankans. So that is an effect. We have to overcome that. So see that in case if the school is not doing a first term exam, or download some first term exam. This is grade 10. Right? The paper structure is totally different. Those are done, the standard paper is 40 MCQs are there. 4 structured essay questions should be there. 5 essay questions will be there. That is the tough, correct standard paper. But I don't think they will go for that toughness. But however, there will be at least about 30 MCQs, at least about 3 structured essay questions, at least about 4 essay questions. Even there's a structure. So see that you'll download some standard papers, first term paper with marking scheme, do it at home and recheck that. At least for the important subjects and subjects that you feel hard, do it once. Then you know your evolution before your second term exam, because second term so many lessons will come. If I talk about science, so many lessons. Hurry, that is for you. So these are 5 fully closed bottles, and they are interconnected as well. They are interconnected. This is the first one, this is the second one, third, fourth, and the 5th. What are you going to fill inside them? Look at the order. First one. First, you fill potassium hydroxide solution. Remember what is filled in what? First one, potassium hydroxide solution. Second one, colorless lime water. Third, For now, I will keep. I'll talk about the third one. Fourth one, again, colorless lime water. Last one, just water. Last one, just water. So see, first one potassium hydroxide, second one lime water, third one I'll talk about it, fourth one lime water, fifth one just water. So second and the fourth are lime water. In between I will tell second and the fourth are lime water. First is potassium hydroxide solution, last is just water. What we are doing here, what's our aim of this experiment? We are trying to prove carbon dioxide is released during respiration. That's what we are trying to do. We are trying to prove carbon dioxide is released during respiration. Now, who is going to release that? Who is going to do that respiration? A living organism. So inside the third one, we have to put a living organism. What you can do? You can take your friend and put him inside. Man, stay inside. You'll do the experiment using your friend. He's a living organism. He's a living being. And don't think your friend is not a living being. That fellow is living, right? So you take your friend and put the fellow him. I think loku big bottle you have to use.
Sir, will he
Ask the
fit
fellow to
inside?
stay inside. At least he'll be useful for experiment. Otherwise, useless, no fellow is useless. You put him inside. So inside the third one, you have a living organism. How can we fit him? Take a big bottle. Ask him to squeeze and stay inside. So that is your third one, right? Now what are you going to do here? Listen. Step number one. Listen to this. Step number one. After the full setup is made and sealed, you open the tap here. Fifth one, you go and open the tap. When you open the tap, the water will come out. You open the tap, water comes out. When water goes out, the water level there will reduce. Practically think. Water, you are removing water. When you remove water, water level there will reduce. Previously, water level is there. When you remove water, slowly, water level will reduce. When the water level reduces, a small gap is created there. Why? Before water was there at that level. Now water has come to this level. That means there will be a gap. So now there is a gap. Now when a gap is created, to fill that gap, air from the fourth bottle will travel to fifth bottle. And that's the only way of filling that gap. Whatever the air in the fourth bottle will go there. Whatever the gases in the fourth bottle will go to the fifth bottle to fill that. Now, a gap will be created in the fourth bottle. To fill that gap, the air in third bottle, the gases in third bottle will go to the fourth bottle. Now, a gap is created in the third bottle. To fill the gas gap in the third bottle, gases in second bottle will go to the third bottle. Now, there is a gap in the second bottle. To fill the gap in the second bottle, gases in the first bottle will go to the second bottle. Now, there is a gap in the first bottle. To fill the gap in the first bottle, air from outside will enter inside. So, look at the mechanism there. We open the tap, water goes. When water goes, a gap is created. To fill that gap, gases from fourth will come to the fifth. To fill that gap, gases from third will come to fourth. To fill that gap, gases from second goes to third. To fill that, gases from first goes to second. To fill that, gases from outside, that is air from outside, will come to the first. So basically what we are doing by opening the tap there, we are creating air circulation from first to fifth. We are creating an air circulation, gas circulation from first to fifth. Agree with that? Air from out comes to first one, air from first goes to
Yes.
second, from second to third, third to fourth, fourth to fifth. We are creating air circulation. That's the mechanism happening there. So by opening the tap, we are creating an air circulation. We are creating a gas circulation from the first to the fifth, right? That is your step number one. Now, what is going to happen when this is happening? Right. Hurry. Gases are circulating. So what is actually happening there? First, air from outside will enter the first bottle. Air from outside enters the first bottle. If you take air, air has different gases in it. What are the gases in air? Oxygen is there, carbon dioxide is there, hydrogen is there, nitrogen is there. So all these gases in air goes to the first bottle and start making bubbles there. Now air is bubbled through potassium hydroxide. What do you know about potassium hydroxide?
Potassium hydroxide will absorb carbon dioxide.
Potassium hydroxide absorbs carbon dioxide. Now tell me, when air passes through the first bottle, what will happen to the carbon dioxide in that air? It gets absorbed. Potassium hydroxide will absorb all those carbon dioxide. Now tell me, if potassium hydroxide absorbs those carbon dioxide, listen very carefully, if potassium hydroxide absorbs the carbon dioxide, will the air that is coming out of the first bottle have carbon dioxide?
No.
No. Why? Here all the carbon dioxide are absorbed. So if carbon dioxide is absorbed here, whatever the air that is coming out will not have carbon dioxide. That's the logic you need to understand. So remember, air that is entering has carbon dioxide, but the air that is coming out of the first bottle doesn't have carbon dioxide. Why? Because first bottle potassium hydroxide has absorbed carbon dioxide. But other gases are there, oxygen is there, hydrogen is there, all those things are there. That gets bubbled through second one. To the second bottle, now it is getting bubbled. What is there in the second bottle? Lime water. Now tell me, will lime water give any color change?
No.
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 It won't give a color change. Why no color change? Because for the
Carbon
lime
dioxide.
water to give a color change, what should be there?
Carbon
Carbon
dioxide.
dioxide.
Is there carbon dioxide here?
No.
No carbon dioxide. Now, can we expect a color change here? No color change. No color change. That means it will remain colorless. Remain colorless. Lime water is colorless. It will remain colorless. That gas will go. Still no carbon dioxide. Eh? That gas will go. It goes there. Now your friend is there. What is your friend doing? Fellow is doing so many things. You know all those things that your friend
It's
is doing.
squeezed in.
But there are fellows doing respiration. That's something he is specially doing. So during respiration, what will the fellow do? Fellow will
Breathe.
intake oxygen. So he will take the oxygen. And he will release what?
Carbon dioxide.
That is what we are trying to prove, but we'll talk like we know that already. So he is releasing carbon dioxide. Fellow is releasing carbon dioxide. That air is coming here. He has released carbon dioxide. That means now air has carbon dioxide. That gas goes into the fourth chamber, fourth bottle, starts making bubbles. Lime water will give a color change or no color change?
Will give a color change.
How it will give a color change? Why? Carbon dioxide is there. How this carbon dioxide came? From your friend. Friend respirated. When he exhaled, he released carbon dioxide. That carbon dioxide is getting bubbled. They are guaranteed the lime water there will give color change. It will change to what color?
Milky white.
Milky white.
Milky white color. It changes to milky white color. And then it goes there. Here we know the use. No? We know the use there already. What is it? What we learn from this experiment?
About
Carbon dioxide is released during the respiration.
Now try to build the connection. See, look at the air that is coming to the third bottle. Do we have carbon dioxide in that air?
No.
No carbon dioxide in the air that comes to the third one. But look at the air that is coming out of the third one. Do we have carbon dioxide in that one?
Yes.
Yes.
What is coming doesn't have carbon dioxide, but what is coming out, what is going doesn't have carbon dioxide, but what is coming out has carbon dioxide.
Free
That
carbon
means
dioxide.
that carbon dioxide was released by whom? Your friend. Your friend is a living organism. He's living, yeah? Don't think he's not living. Fellow is a living organism. So fellow is only releasing carbon dioxide. How did he release carbon dioxide? By
Respiration.
Respirating.
fellow release carbon dioxide by respiration. That means I can tell during respiration, carbon dioxide is released. During respiration, carbon dioxide is exhaled.
Yes. So
Hence, proved. Understood the experiment with the proof?
Yes, sir.
Everyone?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Any
Yes, sir.
doubts?
No.
No, sir.
Nope, ducks.
I have a doubt. Yeah, now you all don't have a doubt. No, you all didn't ask me. I have a doubt. I'll ask one by one doubts. You all tell me the answers. You all didn't ask this doubt.
So how can you have doubts?
Now, no talking. Now, I think nah. Now, answer me. What's the function of potassium hydroxide here?
Absorbing carbon dioxide.
Absorbing carbon dioxide.
Carbon dioxide.
What's the function of lime water here?
Giving
Turning not to color.
Nothing.
Turning to any color.
Proving
Now,
that
you should be specific. Now, you're like grade 10 going for
Color
level. You have to
changes
properly
is-
tell answers.
proving that KOH dissolves all the carbon dioxide.
Yeah, perfect. That's a good answer. So you have to be deep when you tell the answer. We can tell lime water proves us that there is no carbon dioxide in the air that is coming. That's what is done here. It is proving us. It is telling us. It's giving a what you call a security for us, a seal for us. There is no carbon dioxide there. That seal is given.
Mommy.
Someone is talking. So there is a seal given there. A confirmation is given there. There is no carbon dioxide. Now you will tell, sir, potassium hydroxide will absorb carbon dioxide. If it has already absorbed carbon dioxide, then why we should keep lime water again there? We know no potassium hydroxide has absorbed.
To confirm.
To prove.
To prove.
Even though potassium hydroxide absorbs, now when we are practically doing this, there may be instances where carbon dioxide is not fully absorbed here. Maybe potassium hydroxide is expired. Possible? Those are practical possibilities in practice. Now, when teaching, we can directly teach it. When you do this practical one, you will understand the difficulty here. So there may be instances where this potassium hydroxide is expired. One. Number two, there may be instances where here there is a hole. Tiny hole is there. If there is a hole there, can't the air directly come there?
Can.
If air directly comes, it will have carbon dioxide. Now will it give a color change? Yes. So there are practical errors. So we have to 100% confirm that there are no errors. We have to 100% confirm that there is no carbon dioxide. So to prove that only we have lime water. So lime water is giving a seal. A second seal is given. There is no carbon dioxide, believe me. That is what is done by lime water. Then after that, we have the living organism. Again, why we have lime water? What's the reason? Those are questions that you will get. What's the reason for the fourth, the lime water?
Because carbon is released.
To prove that
the man is
That carbon dioxide is released by my friend.
To prove that carbon dioxide is present there. And we have to prove now there is carbon dioxide there. So to prove that, you have lime water in the fourth one. What's the use of fifth chamber? What is water doing there? I already told that.
Suction.
Good, perfect, good answer. Good O-level answer. Any other? Or with this?
decreases the pressure.
Very good. It decreases the pressure there. By that, what it is doing?
Air circulation.
creates a air circulation. Creates the air circulation from the first chamber to the fifth chamber. All those answers are correct. Creates a suction, reduces the pressure. Due to all those things, due to suction and reducing pressure, what it is doing? Creating an air circulation from the first to the fifth. There can be a question like this. Give an alternative for the fifth chamber. No, they can ask, if it is a practical question, they can ask like this. In the science lab, there are only 4 bottles. There are only 4 bottles. First, second, third, fourth bottles are present. Fifth bottle is not there. Tap is not working. That's how they give question. Tap is not working. So fifth bottle can't be used. Give an alternative for this. No, don't ask. Don't tell. Go to the shop and buy another tank. This is not there. No bottle, no tank. Give an alternative.
Don't need.
Do the experiment with only 4 bottles.
Yeah, how to do that? How are we going to get the suction?
And
By using a balloon?
Close the pipe
Good,
after
good. Wait, I'll talk about that. Good. The person who told balloon, yes, good. You fix a balloon which is already blown and then you unblow that. But it's not 100% practical. Come to some practical scenarios.
so it's in that helium.
We're using suckers.
Using suckers. Very good. Any other?
Vacuum cleaner.
Just letting it flow.
Vacuum pump. You can connect a vacuum pump. What will vacuum pump do?
Pull there.
They are inside.
Suction. The answer that you gave before. Vacuum pump will do suction. It will reduce the pressure. It will create air circulation.
So what is vacuum pumping?
A vacuum pump is the pump that pulls the air. Now, sometimes to clean places, we have vacuum cleaners. So it will suck out the air. It will pull the air. So you can connect a vacuum pump there. That's the best answer you can go for. The balloon and what you call the suction pump that someone told, that's also correct, but very good one, which is controllable is a vacuum pump. So you can connect a vacuum pump. Those are the questions you will get, and these are not there in your tutor, these are not there in your textbook, but that is how the questions will come. Next, look at the way I have drawn. I have drawn the first tube in, second tube out. First tube in, second tube out. Here, not like that. First tube in, second tube out. Why? Can't I do this in the other way? Can't I put the first... can't I keep the first tube out? Argue with me, eh? Can't I keep first tube out and second tube in? Can't I do the experiment like that?
No.
Can't, sir.
Even can't I do it this way? Both the tubes out.
Can't.
No.
Can't, sir.
Tell me the reasons. Why first one is wrong? Why this is wrong?
Because in the book it looked like that.
The carbon dioxide must dissolve in KOH.
Guaranteed air can't pass. Correct. Air can't pass. Water will only go. Sorry, potassium hydroxide will only go. This.
The air is not gone through the potassium hydroxide to absorb carbon dioxide.
Very good answer. Very good answer. I appreciate that. If you keep it like this, air will come. Air won't go to potassium hydroxide. It will directly go there. It will directly go. Then it won't get bubbled here. Here also the same. If it is out, it won't get bubbled in lime water. Here also it won't get bubbled. That's the word. So air won't get bubbled. The gases won't get bubbled. So correct way is only this. Sometimes in the exam, they will draw in a wrong way and ask you what is the wrong there. Even they play sometimes in your exam because the teachers or the professors who set the papers are very naughty. They will play around with the paper. So they might give it in a wrong way and ask you what is the wrong there. So you have to find the wrong. See that first tube should be in first tube should be in, second tube should be. And the final question. In reality, can we keep a human inside? Can you put your friend inside that?
Can't.
I told just to explain you. Hey, now what is best to keep inside? Tell me a living organism that will fit inside a bottle.
From small and example.
You can keep a frog. That's the best one.
Mouse.
A frog. Don't laugh. I am frog.
Frog, sir.
Believe me.
So how did the frog talk?
So you can put a frog inside. Frog will fit the best. Let's say frog is also not there. What else we can go for? The best alternative is
Paddy.
you can use
Germinating seed.
germinating. You have to use this word, germinating seed. Usually the seed that we use is green gram. But other than green gram, even you can keep paddy, gram, chickpea, anything you
Bean
can.
seeds.
Beans, you have to probably the germinating bean seed, germinating green gram seed, germinating paddy seed. What do you mean by germinating?
About to grow.
About to grow. Very good.
Otherwise,
The seed, during germination phase only the plumule and the roots appear. So it's about to grow into a plant. Seed is about to grow into a plant because plumules are emerging, the root is emerging. This is a germinating seed. This is just a seed. Which one will show living characteristic?
Germinating
Sir,
Germinating seed.
Germinating seed. Just a seed won't show.
Sir, are they releasing carbon
That
dioxide?
doesn't mean just a seed is dead. It is inactive. Inactive. Just a seed is inactive. First of all, it should get activated. We'll learn about this later. Under germination part, I'll teach. First of all, the seed should get activated. Then only it shows the living characteristic. If it is not activated, it
Sir,
won't
are
show
they
living
releasing
characteristic.
carbon
Just seed you
dioxide?
can't use. You have to write germinating seed. So tell me what we can put inside, frog or germinating seed.
Germinating seeds.
Hori, that's it from my end to explain. Is there any questions you all have? That's it. I won't play with you. I know any question from my end. Do you have any questions?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
For in the fifth chamber, instead of using a vacuum pump, can't you use anything else?
Now that's what we came across so many options. So you can connect a balloon, you can connect a suction pump, or you can connect a vacuum pump. The options
the
is
water
working.
get-
You have to keep your mouth and you have to pull out. That's the only way.
can the water can be replaced?
Can water be replaced? Why do you want to do those things? What is that? If you want,
If
you can
they
put
ask-
coconut oil, the same function will be done. But why do you want to go for that?
Sir, can't we use another bottle?
Another bottle means that means if this bottle is not there, another bottle. Yes, you can
Yes.
use. Yes, you can use. But in the exam, when they ask an alternative, you can't write use another bottle. The bottle is not there. So you have to forget about bottle and write an alternative.
Okay.
Okay. Now,
Sir, what
for
about
example, let's say in the
photos?
exam they ask, other than for frog, write another alternative. You can't write use another frog, no lamai. Then you go for the next alternative, germinating seed. Hurry, we'll read. Experiment
Sir,
1,
what
experiment
about-
to show the release of carbon dioxide during respiration. Photo given. Can somebody help me to read? Raise that. Anybody who is willing to read?
Ammar, Faisal.
Yeah, Ammar can.
Ammar doesn't need. No, you all read. Adya, yes, you go ahead.
So Ammar is zoning up. When water is removed and airflow occurs from bottle A to bottle E, the color of lime water in B does not change as as carbon dioxide in air that enters through P dissolves in KOH of vessel A. But after some time, the lime water in vessel D turned milky. It is because of released carbon dioxide by the frog during respiration. A control experiment can be used without a frog in C. Accordingly, it is confirmed that CO2 is released as a byproduct of respiration. This experiment can be conducted again using germinating green gram or paddy or maize or bean seeds in vessel C instead of a frog?
Right, thank you, Pratap. All the things are okay. I know you are okay. You might have had a doubt in this control experiment part. What is that word? Control experiment. What is control experiment? Sometimes, Lamai, in the lab, instead of a normal experiment, we can do a control experiment. It's an experimental method. What is this control experiment means? I'll just tell that because for here you don't need. Later on in experiments, you might need. A control experiment means this. You make two experimental setups, not one, now two. To one setup, you give the factor you are testing. And in the other setup, you stop the factor you are testing. Two setups are made. To one, you give the factor you are testing. To the other, you stop the factor you are testing. But all the other factors should be same. So you make two setups. One setup, you give the factor you are testing. Other one, you stop the factor you are testing. Other factors should be same. Now, for example, this experiment. What is the factor I am testing? Carbon dioxide is released during respiration. That's a factor. How am I testing this? Using a frog. So how can I make a control experiment for this? I make one setup with frog. And I make another setup
With germinating green seed.
without frog. I make one setup with frog, another setup without frog. But in both the setup, all the other things should be same. I should go potassium hydroxide, same volume, lime water, same volume, here lime water, same volume, same water, same number of bottles, same type of bottle, same type of tube, everything should be same. In one, I keep the frog, in the other, I don't keep the frog. So tell me, in the one that I keep the frog, I will have a color change in the lime water. In the one that I don't keep the frog, will I have any color change?
No.
So that means I can tell living organism is only doing this. Can come to that conclusion. Living organism is only doing this. So that's a control experiment. So think about the mind. Control experiment is you make two setups. To one, you give the factor you are testing. To the other, you stop the factor you are testing. All the other factors should be same. Later on, we'll come across some more control experiment. There I will talk deeply about this. Right. Today's plan is done. Everything clear?
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So that's the day one of your online interactive class. This will be continued. So this is the day one, just a trial class is given for you to see how this class is proceeding. If you want to join the interactive class continuously, you can message our admin. They will give you all the details. No 7728672229. Right? You can message the admin telling that you wanted to join the Gr10 Interactive class. They will direct you. For this interactive class, we can courier the Tute as well. Right? So if you purchase the May month this thing, you will get this Tute, printed Tute for this characteristics of living organism. Plus the next lesson that we are going to do is chemical bonds. Both the Tutes will come because in the May, the plan is characteristics of living organism and what you call chemical bonds lesson. That's the plan. So both those Tutes will come to you. Those are the information. Hori Hena, we are done for today. Then keep working. We'll meet again in another section.
Sir.
Okay then. Good night. Bye.
Good night, sir.
Thanks, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank